Here today for this very special event. To us, it's amazing and sad that in 2009 we are standing here fighting for the rights of African Americans in this state. Right now, African Americans make up 12% of Ohio's population, yet we are always first in every budget cycle to be cut when it comes to the resources we need to survive. It is a shame that African American businesses have to have special laws on the books to get the state of Ohio to do business with them. It is a shame that African American children have to have special programs in order to receive the resources they need to compete with other people in this state. It is a shame that we have to have special laws on the books to get companies who get special contracts and contracts from the state of Ohio just to hire African Americans and minorities in this state. We know that a budget process, a conference committee, will begin tomorrow. But we want to stand here today to let all of you know, and the people that we represent know, that we will continue to fight for the issues that we are concerned about until the very end. We want to focus today on a couple of issues that are of great concern to us, some of the things that were put into the House version of the budget and that were stripped out when it came to the Senate. So we will begin with education with Senator Nina Turner.
Thank you, Madam President. Really, to the point of education, we all know that for all citizens in the state to change the trajectory of their lives, it requires education. And that starts with pre-K to 12 education, particularly. The governor initiated a program in this state called the Closed Achievement Gap Program, which is an excellent program, which is designed to help, in particular, young black males change their lives through education. Unfortunately, in the Senate version of House Bill 1, this $950,000 provision was taken out of the budget. Some folks call that because of the budget crisis that we're suffering, that was justifiable to take that out. As I said in my testimony on the Senate floor, this is about a work worth doing. It is worth it to us in the state of Ohio to save young black males from prison through education. It is worth it to us in the state of Ohio to help young black males be assets to their communities and not liabilities. I want to point your attention to a study that was done that highlights that if the United States had in recent years closed the gap between black and Latino students' performance and white students' performance, the gross domestic product in 2008 would have been between $310 billion and $525 billion higher. The magnitude of this impact will rise in years ahead as demographic shifts result in blacks and Latinos becoming a larger portion of the population. Ladies and gentlemen, if we don't care about this on a moral issue, we need to care about this on an economic issue. All studies point that by the year 2050, the majority of the workforce in this country will be a workforce of color. We're talking about black and brown children who have to give us our prescriptions. We're talking about black and brown children who will serve us in nursing homes. Isn't it worth it to us as a state to guarantee that lottie-dottie and everybody receives an opportunity to live a great life? Isn't it worth it to us? We need to be ashamed today that that program would be taken out of the budget. And I want to say that under the leadership of former minority leader C.J. Prentice, the Closing the Achievement Gap program is using proven technologies. We are putting money in a program that is worth doing for young people who are worth saving in a state that says that we care about young folks. As I said again in the Senate, that those 130 young men came from the city of Cleveland and lined the chambers, and we stood up and clapped for them for all their great successes. Then, not more than a month later, to take out in the Senate version the money that will allow them to be successful. I say to you, we should be ashamed of that.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairman, and Senator Turner and the rest of my colleagues. I just want to put some meat on the bones, if you will, of this Closing the Achievement Gap initiative. When the governor looked at the graduation rate for African American males in this state, one of the things that brought tears to both of our eyes was the fact that at East High School in Cleveland in 2005-2006, For African American males, the graduation rate was 28%. At which point he says, we can no longer throw away any children. What we did then was provide a goal that said if we can get them from the 9th grade, in the 9th grade, you've got to understand, is the only place where in order to move to the 10th grade, you have to earn enough credits. So we said if we can just get them to earn enough credits to move to the 10th grade, then they're on their way and not dropping out. In your packet is a longitudinal study that I will just point to and go over. If you look at how those 9th graders came to 9th grade from the 8th grade, what we have, as you know, is the achievement test in this state that measures how children succeed. And in the 8th grade, on the reading, in one of our school districts, it's Cleveland to be exact, 51% of the children that came from the 8th grade to the 9th grade this last year were not proficient in reading. I'll take some other gatekeepers. 59% were not proficient in math. And then if we go to science, which I think is the biggest gatekeeper, 64% were not proficient in science. So they enter into 9th grade with those deficiencies. And the question becomes, did our program make a difference? And I want to point to the promotion rate. Again, this was our goal, promote them from 9th grade to 10th grade. And I selected for the legislators here some data just to show you what was happening in your high schools. Cleveland, for example, at East High, the place where we had a 28% graduation rate. In the year 2007, 2008, we had a 34% graduation rate. With our a 34% promotion rate. With our program, to the 10th grade, that same school had a 78% promotion rate. At Kennedy, which is another Cleveland school, 28% promotion rate the year before. After our program, 85% promotion rate. In Columbus, Lyndon McKinley, a 57% promotion rate the year before we started. Ray and Herb, 57% moved to a 78% promotion rate. In Akron, a 69% promotion rate the year before. Once our program became effective, a 79% promotion rate. In Dayton, a 49% promotion rate moved to a 61% promotion rate. And in Woodward, in Cincinnati, a 35% promotion rate moved to an 89% promotion rate. So what we're talking about is proof in the pudding. And then we're looking down the line 2 years later, these babies that were in the 9th grade that came to us with 4 risk factors. 1, they were miserably failing. But 2, they had missed 36 days of school attendance. 3, they were suspended 5 times or more. And 4, they were either overage. And we knew that this was a group, and I might say to you, 71% of these children are African American. The rest are white males and Latino males. It's important to understand that even though that benchmark was African American males, we knew that we had to work with all males that were at risk of failure. So, 2 years later, when we looked at the promotion rate, I'm going to finish in 5 seconds because this is good stuff. All right, and this is a folder that you need to look at. This is the graph. 62% statewide passed 3 portions or more of the Ohio graduation test in the 10th grade. Those boys that were in our program. This is unheard of. This is a program worth doing, a program worth saving.